Now, the next game is one I'm pretty excited about. I like a good sing-song every now and again. I'm not very good at dancing, but I do have on stage with me Jonathan from Harmonix. How you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you.
What are you here to show off?
So I'm here to show off Disney Fantasia Music Evolved. It's a new Connect project from Disney and Harmonix. Disney basically came to us and said, what would you do if you were going to reimagine Walt Disney's Fantasia as an interactive experience for the 21st century? And at first we were like, that's astounding and it's intimidating. And then we spent a long time, we went to the Disney archives, we sort of saw the inspirations behind the whole project.
Cool.
And we created this whole interactive Music Connect experience that we're showing to you right now.
Really? In fact, what we're looking at right now is one of the first times you guys are showing off the multiplayer, is that right?
That's correct, yeah. Since E3 last year, we spent a long time sort of like refining the story and how we welcome players into the game. And we also spent a while adding this multiplayer mode that we're looking at right now. So we see both players, Annette and Nick from Harmonix are playing right now. And you see them, they're taking turns. Annette's hitting the gold cues, Nick's hitting the blue cues. They're working together to hit the split ones you see right now. We're jumped in at this moment where they're opening this composition spell, which basically lets them add a musical solo to the middle of a song. So they're right in the middle of Dvorak's Symphony No. 9, the New World Symphony, and they're recording their very own solo. This is something we call the tone twister that lets them spread their hands together and apart. They can pitch the music up and down. They're trading sections back and forth as they go, so it's kind of like this weird, jazzy live musical performance. And then as you play, you get these moments like you just saw where you're actually blending remixes together.
Yeah, so you had like the choice there of you could go down like one group where the bass, a double bass, and then one group with something else. Okay.
So the normal play is like the cues that you're seeing, you trace these paths, you sweep in time with these cues, and then when you see those choice moments, you see those switch cues, they let you choose between 3 different remixes for each song. There's the original version, so for the classical stuff like this piece, we recorded a new version of Dvorak's Symphony with the London Symphony Orchestra on Abbey Road. Then we also do 2 different remixes in just completely different styles for every song. So for this one, the pink remix that Annette just selected is actually a chiptune remix. It's like an 8-bit style mix. So you basically have something that sounds like an old Nintendo or Amiga or something on stage with the LSO. And then on the green mix, which Nick just selected, it's actually this jazzy big band mix. So it starts out in the symphonic space and just gets super crazy. Everything fits together, but it's just completely
So right now we've got like some chiptune and some jazz all smooshed together.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
We want the player to just imagine how, we like show those instrument silhouettes to help them imagine how weird it would be to just imagine the orchestra jamming away.
Now we started this demo kind of like already into the game, but explain a little bit about how it works in general. Like when the player picks up, turns it on, they're not immediately thrust into a kind of emotion dancing scenario, are they?
Yeah, we walk people in very gently. Since last year we came here, we showed off the basic game, but there was a lot for people to grasp, right? It's a really unusual project, it's a really ambitious project.
Yeah.
And so we spent a long time looking at what is it going to take to welcome people into this experience? How can we connect with the thing that people remember from Walt Disney's Fantasia? So we sort of like took the jumping off point from the original Sorcerer's Apprentice short. Like obviously the movements that we have people going with are very much inspired by that sort of like conducting the heavens and the oceans. But we actually welcome you in as the new Sorcerer's Apprentice. You personally will meet the Master Sorcerer Yen Sid. You'll become the new apprentice, and he'll basically teach you the basics. He'll teach you how to sweep, he'll teach you how to push, like to feel like you are conducting and controlling this music. And then you're going to meet this new character, this former apprentice named Scout, very ambitious, prone to getting into trouble as apprentices tend to do. And the two of you will discover the remix magic that allows you to transform the songs as you do in the game. You'll unleash this force called the Noise, which is threatening to sort of unmake the music of Fantasia. And together the two of you are going to have to explore the realms of Fantasia, basically wander through them and perform the songs to bring out new music, record your own music to basically create a new song.
So on the idea of music, how on earth did you decide what music to include? Because I remember last year you showed up Queen. I'm a huge Queen fan, so you had me sold there. But like, how on earth? Yeah, how did you go about choosing the tunes? I mean, because you could basically pick from anywhere, it seems, right? So what did you choose, and how did you go about it?
So it was a very like broad mandate. Our goal was basically to say, like, you know, when Disney created the original film in 1940, his goal was for it to kind of be this living concert feature that would grow and evolve over time. And so we basically imagined what would have happened if that had gone on. So we brought in, you know, in the 70s, we would have like imagined that Queen would come in. We have modern stuff. We have like CeeLo. We have some like really like surprising, like the latest stuff, like Lord, Royals is in the game. But then we're also true to the classical spirit. Like his goal was really to like allow people to connect with music in different ways. And so that sort of like drove our choices, like what's going to be fun to play, what's going to be interesting to sort of like interpret. Each song like inspires one of the realms of the Fantasia that the players will visit, and we combine multiple songs into each realm to create a little concert for the player.
So like, tell me some of your favorite songs you included in the game. Like, what are the ones that people at home gonna really recognize?
So ones that like the Disney fans will recognize. One of my favorite realms is this one that we've shown off called the Hollow, which is like it's called the Hollow.
Oh yeah.
It's this mystical forest. It's kind of inspired by like old world, like Brothers Grimm, dark fantasy.
Okay.
And it's our home for, we took Night on Bald Mountain from the original film, and we sort of reinterpreted it. So we have the classical symphonic recording, and we also allow players to do like weird like electronic modifications and like snarling guitars, adding them into the mix. And then on the other side of that realm is the White Stripes Seven Nation Army.
Okay.
So you've got like these two intense, bombastic songs, you know, very different style from symphonic to garage rock. But then as you blend them together, like you start finding the commonality, and their spirit kind of like infuses the worlds with magic, with like transformations. You know, these fairies like bust out of a well after you play the White Stripes, and a Baba Yaga chicken hut dances to the White Stripes.
I'll be honest, that's never something I thought I'd see, so that's good. So I've got a question from the chat. Simply says, Connect, question mark? So are we playing this on Connect right now?
We are playing this. It's on Connect for Xbox One and Xbox 360. I mean, look, if you know Harmonix, like obviously we're big fans of Connect. We've been doing Dance Central for a while. We got Dance Central Spotlight coming out this fall. When Disney came to us with this project, it was basically, like I said, with that mandate to sort of like take that goal of how people are inspired by music and can connect with music. And we really felt that like Connect was an ideal platform for this. Like if you want to feel like you're Mickey Mouse controlling the music, like we could build that as a controller game, but it's not going to have the same physicality. Like, you know, when we're watching Annette and Nick play right now, people really get into it. Mm-hmm. It's a lot sort of like lower impact than Dance Central up front, because it's really just about moving your hands and the timing of moving your hands. But it gets really intense as you get to the harder songs. And then as you're playing together, like it's fun to see people who have played for a while, like working in their own kind of like choreography and special moments into it. So yeah, we're still big believers in sort of the magic that you can do with Connect, and we hope that this game will prove that to a lot of people.
Cool. I mean, it must be interesting for you guys. Obviously, what's Microsoft's slight change of tack with Connect, you know, choosing to no longer force it in a bundle and everything. I mean, I guess you guys are in a bit of a unique position in the fact that your industry is like built on a motion sensor. It's not a game that you could choose to have without it, right? So
it's true. I mean, we considered it. You know, we really looked at what would be the best experience for this game. Yeah. And it seemed like, you know, not only with our own studio expertise coming off of Dance Central and sort of how to fit the platform well, but yeah, like I said, to be true to that vision, like it felt like the right thing, because we've had young kids come up and play. We've had like older folks who are fans of the original come up and play, and there's definitely a learning curve to it. Like it's not just like a waggle based, like do whatever you want. Like you have to learn the timing, and you have to sort of go through your apprenticeship with the sorcerer. But once you get the hang of it, really, like kids are doing stuff that that they never even expected. If you tell a kid like, you're gonna conduct music, they don't even know what that means. But then they play for an hour, they're like, oh, I get it. It's that thing where I'm controlling the music with the stick. Like, got it.
So we're looking at the multiplayer obviously at the moment now. The single player, is that the narrative-driven aspect of your game? Is there a narrative aspect to the multiplayer, or is it more like individual songs that you're picking?
The multiplayer is more. So what happens is that like you'll play the song, or you'll play the adventure, sort of go through the story, become the apprentice, learn how to remix songs, and basically get more and more control to open up composition spells and more ability to transform the songs as you go. And then that opens up a song library, which is basically like any of our Dance Central fans will be very familiar to them. Like it's a similar sort of like party play experience. Jump in, play the songs with your friends, extend your song library with downloadable content. We even let you do, like, one of the fun things is because the game's about blending remixes, we'll let you download additional remixes. So if you just want to drop out the original and just play with strange remixes of the songs and blend them together, you and your friends can do that.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming on stage again and for a second year running and showing us Days of Fantasia Music Evolved. So cheers,
it's a pleasure.
Pleasure to
Thank
meet
you very much.
And guys, thanks for staying with us. Continue.